Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive. It's 7 p.m. And the big political story this evening, ladies and gentlemen, on the show, on the suspense in Maharashtra. It's ended. Shinde has decided to end it himself. He came to the stage, took oath immediately after Devendra Fadnavis as the Deputy Chief Minister. Shinde, who was the Chief Minister in the previous Mahayuti regime, is the Deputy Chief Minister. Ajit Pawar also took oath after Eknath Shinde as the second Deputy Chief Minister under Devendra Fadnavis. We'll tell you more about that and much more on the show this evening. Here are the headlines.
देवेंद्र सरिता गंगाधरराव फडणवीस ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेते की
Devendra Fadnavis is back as the Maharashtra Chief Minister, takes oath for a third time. All right, let me get you the first breaking news from Mumbai right now. Minutes after the swearing in Mumbai, after Devendra Fadnavis was sworn in as Chief Minister, the cabinet meeting is set to take place. I'll go across straight to Shravan, my colleague, joining us live from Mumbai this evening, getting in pictures of the three ministers, the three senior ministers in Maharashtra. The Chief Minister, his two deputies, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, who attended that first cabinet meeting. The cabinet meeting has begun. I want to go across to those pictures that came in. First up, producers, the pictures that came in from Mantralaya, where all three of them, after taking oath at the Azad Maidan in Mumbai, wasted no time, rushed to the secretariat in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, which is Mantralaya. And at the secretariat, the cabinet meeting has begun. This is the first cabinet meeting in Mahayuti 2.0. Okay, these are the pictures of the leaders arriving at the Mantralaya, the secretariat, in a short while from now. Fadnavis taking Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar along. All of them walking in together, holding hands. In fact, Fadnavis is trying to take Shinde with him as he enters the Mantralaya for the first time there. Traditional ceremony is being held to welcome them. An aarti being done before they entered the Mantralaya. The three of them, who will be the faces of the Mahayuti government, the second Mahayuti government. All right, as I go across to Shravan, my colleague Shravan will be joining us live. He's at the CST in Mumbai. I can see his frame there. I'll go across to him. Shravan is live. Okay. The Mahayuti cabinet meeting has begun, Shravan. I saw those pictures. In fact, very interesting because Eknath Shinde was looking a little tense, Shravan. He was looking extremely tense, not smiling before he took oath. And then after he took oath, seemed to be at ease after shaking hands with the Prime Minister. And we just had that picture coming in where he's entering the Mantralaya, the secretariat, with Devendra Fadnavis. Devendra Fadnavis tries to take him along with him. And some not so comfortable moments, but it's all done. I mean, they will be working together.
Well, in fact, Nirajan, let me just share this with you. Since I was inside during the swearing-in ceremony, on my way out, I'm not naming the BJP leader, and in fact, a Shiv Sena leader also from South Mumbai. When I asked them this question, what really happened in the last few days? The BJP leader very interestingly said, see, look here, if the child wants attention, the child will start crying. Perhaps that is one way of really looking at it, that in order to draw attention, perhaps this entire strategy was essentially adopted by Eknath Shinde, because remember, there's not too many options available before Eknath Shinde at this point in time. So it is primarily to attract attention is what BJP leaders say, and a master strategist like Devendra Fadnavis knows exactly how to handle an Eknath Shinde, or for that matter Ajit Pawar. So how did this all happen? In the last few hours, perhaps things have changed. One, the meeting that took place in Sahyadri with regards to the portfolio allocation, and placating the Sena by saying that, look here, the revenue department is something that we can talk about. Along with the urban development, revenue could actually go to Shiva Sena. One thing is very clear, that the BJP at this point in time does not want to give away the home department, because this is something that Devendra Fadnavis, remember, every time that he has come to power, has essentially kept this portfolio with him. The reason being, one, in terms of the smooth law and order functioning of the state. Second, it also sends across a very strong message, especially the financial capital, if the law and order situation is under control. And that is the reason why that's the thought process of Devendra Fadnavis. And in several of the off-record briefings that I've attended of Devendra Fadnavis, he's taken a keen interest to ensure that the policies revolve around these issues and ensure that the ease of business can only happen when the atmosphere is conducive. That is the reason why, remember, it's very clear that some of these departments are unlikely to go to the Shiva Sena. So this 45 minutes meeting that took place just before the swearing-in ceremony seems to be playing a very important role. The Union Home Minister was actually present here in Mumbai. And as far as the NCP is concerned, they have got more than what they even thought they would. So that is the reason why there aren't much murmurs really happening within the NCP camp at this point in time. And pretty much it will be an extension of what we saw in the past in the Mahayuti first arrangement as far as the NCP is concerned. How exactly would the cabinet berth allocation take place? Shiva Sena are likely to keep most of their old faces. A few might come in. Some changes as far as the BJP is concerned. So we are really looking at some major changes, reshuffling essentially taking place, new faces to be brought in. Of course, some of the close aides of Devendra Fadnavis like Girish Mahajan and a few others would continue with the portfolios that they've had in the past, but new faces expected to really come in from the BJP. What next? In the next few days, on the 7th of December is when the special assembly session will take place. I'm not very sure about the location. It could be in Mumbai itself or perhaps in Nagpur. That clarity yet to come in. That's when all the legislators will be taking oath. And as far as the other ministers are also concerned, that will happen in Raj Bhavan in the next few days.
I want to play out that interaction with Amruta Fadnavis, the Chief Minister's wife. Devendra Fadnavis' wife, Amruta Fadnavis, spoke to Shravan, my colleague, a short while back after he took oath as a Chief Minister, talking about what Fadnavis, the leader, has been through in that phase where he was mocked by the Mahavikas Aghadi, the MVA. Shravan, stay with me. Shravan is still in the frame. I'd like to play out that interaction. This happened in Mumbai this evening. Take a listen.
First of all, big congratulations to you. Along with Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, it's been a big struggle for you too. We have seen how you have been targeted in the past. Today, what do you have to tell to the people of Maharashtra, to the entire nation?
I am overwhelmed. I am very happy that today Devin has resumed the chair again, the Chief Minister's position, and he will relentlessly work for the good of people. That is my pride, and I'm sure he will make Maharashtra grow into a state which will be ahead of any state, not just in India, but in the world.
Having covered Mr. Fadnavis for almost a decade, I've seen he's always credited you for the kind of strength that you've brought in. In the last few years, we have seen that you've singularly been targeted. Did you at any point in time feel isolated? Today you feel vindicated?
I've forgotten all those bad memories of anything which was in bad taste. Politics is vindictive. We have always seen this, and with everyone that happens. Now there is a sunrise. We have to walk towards the sun and even pray to the sun that it spreads the light all across Maharashtra for the betterment of all.
What is it that you told him when he had this historic mandate? Never before in the history of Maharashtra politics have we seen one party getting this kind of a mandate, and one cannot take away the hard work that Mr. Fadnavis has put. What is it that the first thing that you told him?
I think so. As I said, I'm overwhelmed. It was even beyond my imagination. We thought that BJP standalone would get a max 115 or 110, but that is beyond it. It shows the love of people, love of our sisters, our brothers, and I just cherish this love, and I'd request my sisters and brothers to just continue loving us the way they love, because that only gives us the energy to work further.
One final question. In terms of the challenges that you essentially see, how do you really look at these challenges that have emerged in the last few days? What is it that you would want to tell your husband now?
There are a lot of challenges, but I would say that the path which they have undertaken already with these kind of yojanas which have been rolled out, or with the kind of infrastructure development for cities from Bombay to Nagpur, they should continue that. FDIs and industries should grow so that our youth gets job and is well placed.
Okay, I have a picture that's also coming in. Shravan, you spoke with her. And I think it's the first time that she's spoken out in detail after Devendra Fadnavis, secured that historic mandate, right, Shravan? While I go back to Shravan to get details of who gets what and the internal equations within the Mahayuti government, I have a picture that's come in, Shravan, a picture that I think you've just sent in. Picture of Devendra Fadnavis flanked by Shinde to his right and Ajit Pawar to his left. And while I pull up that picture, Shravan, and put it on the screen, why don't you tell our viewers, body language, Ajit Pawar has been smiling all along, and people read a lot into body language. He's been smiling all along. Devendra Fadnavis was all smiles on the stage. Eknath Shinde, even in all pictures. And we know Shinde is, okay, I think we have the picture. There it is, the first picture from the Secretariat, right? I remember, Shravan, when that surprise swearing in happened, and I still remember, I think if I'm not wrong, it was a Sunday when the Shiv Sena broke, right? When Shinde took oath, there was huge speculation whether it would be Fadnavis as CM or Shinde as CM. And we remember the expressions on Fadnavis' face on that day. Shravan, I remember very, 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 very clearly, when Shinde became CM, the expressions on Fadnavis' face. Many in the BJP as well said that it was a raw deal, that he didn't deserve that, he deserved to be the chief minister, right? Today, it's quite a day for him, right? He's come back. But when I look at Shinde, his expression, I'm reminded of that day when Fadnavis, even though he couldn't perhaps speak about what he was really going through inside, very similar to what I'm seeing in the face of Shinde, of course, for different reasons altogether.
Well, in fact, let me share this, Niranjan, because just a day after the historic mandate that came in, I had the opportunity to meet Devendra Fadnavis for roughly about 35 minutes, where he was briefing a few of us who were there, who've been covering him for quite some time, as to what really worked in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party at this time, and whether at all the allies, because the allies, remember, were largely seen as a weakling, particularly after the Lok Sabha debacle. The answer that he gave was this. One, this was an arithmetic that he had in his mind for a very long time, and he said that the strike rate that was largely being debated was flawed, particularly because they've been able to seamlessly transfer their votes to each other. And when asked whether at all he would be in a position to keep the allies together, particularly Eknath Shinde, because throughout the election and even after that, he's largely said that, look here, this election was fought on my face. To which, quintessential Devendra Fadnavis said that that's exactly what allies are for. And he says that we will be able to come together, and we will be able to perhaps ensure that the needs of these allies are particularly taken care of. Now, answering your question, why exactly is Ajit Pawar so very happy? That's because, remember, in the Lok Sabha elections, only one seat came in favor of the NCP, and that was at a time when Sharad Pawar perhaps was still being seen as the numero uno in the state of Maharashtra. As far as Eknath Shinde is concerned, his strike rate was certainly better than the BJP and the NCP, but having said that, the dispute still continued. And for Devendra Fadnavis, it was turning out to be the biggest challenge. So what really happened thereafter? One, they've actually gone booth-wise to look into how the numbers can be perhaps augmented. Second, when the comment was actually made by Patole with regards to the Ladki Behna Yojana, and they had approached the High Court. They had taken a copy of the affidavit and they had distributed across various parts of Maharashtra, saying that, look here, if the Mahavikas Aghadi comes to power, then they are going to snatch away these schemes. These are some of the statements that he essentially made with regards to how they were micromanaging this entire election. As far as how does it really look in the days to come? Remember, the biggest test for Eknath Shinde is also going to be the BMC elections, because BMC is where the Sena has been deriving their power from. And that's going to be a big litmus test. If not for anyone else, it is going to be for Eknath Shinde. Body language, Eknath Shinde, remember, is a mercurial leader from Thane, someone who has catapulted to power, particularly with the kind of engineering that has been done by Home Minister Amit Shah along with Devendra Fadnavis to bring in that change and the breakaway that has actually happened, which many thought that would not have.
Shravan, be with me, because I have another picture coming in. I mean, I couldn't help but smile looking at this picture, because here in this picture, you have Shinde seated. Okay, can we go back to the picture where they're all seated together? Here's that picture. Shravan, I don't know whether you can see this picture, Shravan, but there is a picture with all three of them. But Shinde is smiling in this picture. He's sitting in the middle, right? This is perhaps how it looked in the previous regime as well, when he was the chief minister. Seated in between, Ajit Pawar to his right, Fadnavis to his left. But of course, Fadnavis is the chief minister. You can see the Mukhyamantri plaque in front of Fadnavis, Upamukhyamantri in front of Shinde, and Ajit Pawar. But finally, he's smiling. All's well, I guess. That ends well in the Mahayuti 2.0. And Shravan is with me. Shravan, a quick, if you can, in 30 seconds, Shravan, just quickly summarize for us if we can expect any developments. What's on top of Fadnavis' agenda now that he's the chief minister?
Well, in fact, the first big is with regards to the infrastructure projects, particularly the metro line here in Mumbai. That's his key focus at this stage. Secondly, with regards to accommodating the allies, that I think so is a done chapter right now, with perhaps a few of the portfolios which BJP might actually give it to Shiv Sena, for instance, the revenue portfolio. That's the second. Third, with regards to what's really coming, we are being told that after the first cabinet meeting that's going to take place, a bigger announcement for the farmers is what one expects. And also, as far as Ladki Behna Yojana is concerned, that is going to continue, because in the last few days there were multiple reports suggesting perhaps the government is in no position to continue with this dole that they were giving before the election. But that seems to have now been taken care of, and that announcement to be made in the days to come.
Okay, thank you for that, Shravan. Thank you for all the updates. Shravan joining us live from Mumbai. He was at the oath-taking ceremony. Look at that. Finally, Shinde smiles, perhaps sitting in the middle. Maybe. Is that why he's smiling? A lighter moment that Ajit Pawar is also smiling. So they may have shared a joke like they did yesterday. We'll move on now. For now, Shravan, thank you very much for those details.